Thank you for standing by for the Intensity Therapeutics Inc. special meeting. I will now turn the call over to Lou Bender. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to the 2025 special meeting of stockholders of Intensity Therapeutics Inc. I'm Lou Bender, President, Chief Executive Officer, and Chairman of the company, and it is my pleasure to welcome all of you. It is 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time, and in accordance with the notice of the meeting, I call to order the 2025 special meeting of stockholders of Intensity Therapeutics Inc. We have chosen to have this meeting virtually in order to improve our stockholders' access to the meeting. It is our intention to conduct this meeting solely in accordance with the agenda and the rules of conduct. The agenda is currently available for review in the meeting materials section of the meeting website. You will note that under item 10 in the agenda, an opportunity is provided at the end of the meeting for general questions and discussion. Please adhere to the rules for conduct attached to your agenda in asking questions at that time. Before proceeding to the business of the meeting, I would like to introduce some people who are with us today on the webcast. I would like to introduce Joseph Talamo, the company's Chief Financial Officer, and John Wesolowski, the company's Principal Accounting Officer and Controller, as well as Hannah Zelser from MINS, the company's attorneys. James R. Alden, the company's Election Services, LLC, is here as the Inspector of Elections for this meeting. If questions arise during the discussion period that these individuals should appropriately address, they will be glad to respond. Joseph Talamo will serve as Secretary of the meeting. This meeting is held pursuant to a printed notice mailed on or about September 9th, 2025, to each stockholder of record on August 29th, 2025. The count of the shares present immediately prior to the commencement of the meeting indicated that 22,631,128 shares of the company's voting capital stock were present in person or by proxy. This is 46.13% of the outstanding voting stock of the company. I hereby declare a quorum present at the meeting. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I would like to express my appreciation to all stockholders who returned their proxies. I would also like to point out that most of you who return proxies authorize the persons named in the proxy to vote on their behalf. Those of you who would like to vote today may do so by clicking on the button on your screen entitled Vote Here. The first matter to be acted upon by the stockholders is the approval of an amendment to our amended and restated Certificate of Incorporation as amended to effect a reverse stock split of our common stock by a ratio of not less than 1:5 and not more than 1:30, with the exact ratio to be set within this range by our Board of Directors in its sole discretion without reducing the authorized number of shares of our common stock, and with our Board of Directors able to elect to abandon such a proposed amendment and not affect the reverse stock split authorized by our stockholders in its sole discretion. If you have questions regarding this proposal, please submit questions regarding this proposal now. The second matter being submitted to stockholders for action is the approval of an adjournment of the special meeting to a later date or dates, if necessary, to permit further solicitation and vote of proxies in the event there are not sufficient votes in favor of the reverse stock split. If you have any questions regarding this proposal, please submit questions regarding this proposal now. The stockholders who are voting at the meeting on these proposals shall now vote. The polls will be open for the next 30 seconds to vote on all proposals, and I will now read the forward-looking statements regarding questions. After voting has been completed, votes will be counted. Please note on each proposal using the links. Please vote on each proposal using the links provided in the webcast. Please be advised that my remarks and management's responses to questions at the end of the meeting will contain some forward-looking statements. In compliance with the Private Securities Litigation Reform Act of 1995, I am advised to point out that actual results may differ significantly from results discussed in the forward-looking statements. Factors that might cause such a difference include those set forth from time to time in the company's SEC filings, including the annual report on Form 10-K for the year ended 2024. At this time, I hereby declare the polls closed for all proposals. We will prepare preliminary results of the voting at this time. We have completed a preliminary count of the ballots, and a majority of the votes cast have been voted for the approval of the reverse stock split proposal and the adjournment proposal. I hereby declare that the reverse stock split proposal and the adjournment proposal have been duly approved. After the final tabulation has been completed, it shall be placed with the minutes of this meeting. The final results will be disclosed in a current report on Form 8-K to be filed within 4 business days of the meeting. This concludes the formal portion of our meeting. Again, I would like to express my sincere appreciation to the stockholders who attended the meeting and voted, as well as those who submitted their proxies. The meeting is now formally adjourned. However, we are available to discuss questions which any of you may have. We've come to the part of the agenda providing for general questions and discussion. Questions or remarks must be relevant to the meeting agenda. Are there questions? There is a question. The question is, when would you decide to do the reverse split? And when would you decide what number of shares to reduce it to? Well, as I said in the preamble here, this is something that will be determined at the time that it's necessary to be determined by the board of directors in their sole discretion. We have time before we have to implement it, assuming that we get the vote, and we want to do everything we can to get to the point where we can make a decision. So it will be obviously before the deadline. Do we have any further questions? Okay. We have not received any further questions, and so the Q&A portion of the meeting is now closed. Thank you again to our stockholders.
This concludes today's meeting. You may now disconnect.